This video is going to discuss the release drill that's inside the HackMotion app, also known as the 9 to 3 drill. This drill has a tremendous number of benefits, and I think all golfers would benefit from starting their HackMotion journey here. So the release drill inside the HackMotion app, which is also referred to as the 9 to 3 drill, which is really referencing where the club face reaches a sort of 9 o'clock position in the backswing to a 3 o'clock position in the follow through. It's really a very small swing designed to help you improve your shaft lean delivery at impact. And the reason this drill works well is it allows you to go at a speed that's a lot slower than a normal swing, and in doing so reduces the amount of force that's in a normal full swing and helps you to really feel what the wrists should be doing, which at full speed to begin with is very difficult for a lot of golfers to understand and even manage. So going slower allows you to put some exaggerations into these feels and into these wrists to change the delivery of the club, and then we can begin to build the speed back up once we become competent at the wrist movement. So the idea would be to think about swinging back towards about 9 o'clock where the shaft's parallel to the ground, come down with the intent of having more shaft lean. I'll give you some feels for that shortly, and then making sure the swing finishes no further through than 3 o'clock. And actually, I'll come on in a second to explain to you why I prefer a sort of more of a 9 to 5 style swing. But the drill would look something like this. It helps with the shaft lean as mentioned, and it also helps to start improving the sequencing between the body and the club. I can select this drill inside the app. It's the release drill, and I can begin the drill. I'm using an 8 iron here, so I'd choose irons and hybrids. You can do this drill with all the clubs. You just choose the relevant club there inside the app. Once you take your setup, HackMotion is going to recognize that I'm set up to the ball. It's going to take a couple of seconds to calibrate, and it's going to ask me to make a short swing. That short swing is going to be this 9 to 3 style swing. I got the shot captured recognition there. I also got the green to say that I did that quite well. I feel in order to achieve this drill, and I think for a lot of players you're going to benefit from thinking along these lines, 2 key pieces. Number one, make sure you keep the weight favoring your lead side as you do this exercise. In such a small swing, there's very little time for you to make any sort of weight shift, so transferring the weight can become difficult. Favor the lead leg as you make these short swings. Secondly, I would try to encourage you to feel like as you come down, you increase the amount of flexion in the lead wrist so that you're able to deliver more shaft lean. And I would say that it benefits a lot of players to actually stop shorter than the 3 o'clock position. You'll often find that the momentum of the swing will carry you through beyond where you think you're stopping anyway. One of the largest challenges that golfers face in the golf swing is managing these wrist angles as the club comes down towards impact. So much of this time is spent with high handicap golfers struggling with casting and flipping. So learning to manage those forces by moving your wrists in a very different way to specifically have the shaft more forward at impact requires an intentful movement of the wrists. It isn't simply enough for most of you to just swing back to 9 o'clock and swing through to 3 o'clock. You've actually got to be actively adding some lead wrist flexion in transition so that by the time the club reaches the impact, you've managed to achieve this desired forward shaft lean. So that's the drill that you're going to do. 9 o'clock, it says to 3 o'clock. I'd say think about 5 o'clock, because by stopping sooner with the club head, your intent is to get those hands to go forward in transition. And what I'm feeling here is quite a strong amount of loading of the shaft in this part of the swing. I'm not simply swinging my arms and wrists straight back and straight through. I'm actively loading the wrists here in transition. And you'll see that on the HackMotion. If you look at the top corner of the screen there, you'll see how as I start down, that extension number is reducing and it's becoming more flexed. So as I take it back, I'm adding flexion so that I can lean the shaft at impact. I'd encourage you to work your way through that drill on the app slowly to start with. The 9 to 3 concept is a good one for many of you because it will allow you to go slow enough to be able to feel these exaggerations. Once you get very good at this, you're able to achieve the desired shaft lean on all of the swings. Then you could start to lengthen it out to maybe a 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock style swing. Still trying to implement the necessary feels to have the shaft lean in place at impact.